Greetings, everyone. It's Gul'dan here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Stay a while and listen as we do our third one since our last Let's Play. This will be the last one. We'll get to do probably a good 3 or 4 more levels in the game before we have a mandatory something we need to hit in Chronicles that would be considered canon. There's only 3 or 4 things that are going to cause that. This is the second big one. The next one will be another big one that'll take us through a while. It'll cause us to stop for a while, and then we'll have one right near the end. Okay, so we last left off with Durotan and Draka finally being exiled completely. Orgrim's in the know, but they are killed. Thrall is picked up by some human Blackmore. I'm assuming he's probably pivotal to the storyline in Warcraft 3. But his name was not Thrall. It's Goel, something like that. All right, so stay a while and listen to the Conquest of Redridge. We've moved up to 3 years before the Dark Portal. The next Let's Play we do will be the Conquest of Redridge, essentially. So that's why I wanted to pause and get up to this point before we move forward in the war, even though the timeline is jacked. It's not really 3 years according to the Orcs and Humans campaign, but we're just going to wave our hands at that, and we're going to follow the Chronicles' more solid canon. Over the course of months, the Orcs' brutal slash-and-burn raids on the countryside had razed farms, towns, villages, forges, and trade houses. Yeah. I don't think I've destroyed any blacksmith forges yet, but I will in the next episode. Stormwind's economy was in ruins. More critically, many sources of food either had been destroyed or had fallen into the Horde's hands. Stormwind City's supplies would run dry within a few months. Knowing this, Warchief Blackhand initiated the next phase of his war. He would bring the Horde north and conquer a region called the Redridge Mountains. From there, the Orcs would then launch an invasion into Stormwind City itself. The foothills of Redridge fell to the Horde with little resistance. It was so easy the Orcs believed the humans would not challenge them at all before they reached Stormwind City. That was exactly what Commander Lothar hoped they would think. Blackhand led a small Orc raiding party into the mountains, seeking to claim the township of Lakeshire as a Horde stronghold. That's still there. Without warning, Lothar and his knights roared down the slopes, surrounding the Orcs in an expertly executed ambush. The Horde raiders fought hard, but nearly every one of them died in the attack. Lothar almost collected Blackhand's head that day as well, but the war chief was accompanied by 2 Shadow Council warlocks. Their fell fire turned the tide of battle, forcing Lothar to retreat before he could draw Blackhand's blood. Blackhand and the other survivors limped back to the Horde encampments. In the coming weeks, a much larger force would go on to take Lakeshire and the surrounding land. Blackhand had little gratitude for the warlocks who had saved his life. His brush with death had humiliated him. He blamed the Shadow Council for not sensing the impending ambush, and he personally executed the 2 warlocks for incompetence. Thanks for saving me. Gul'dan was less than pleased by this development. The warlocks were his subordinates to discipline, and he did not have an unlimited supply of them to spare. That's not how they act in Orcs and Humans. They just throw them at my front lines. Blackhand ignored Gul'dan's anger. As war chief, he was above being questioned. Okay. So I do like how it kind of meshes and commingles with what's going on in the game. And we'll get on to that mission next time. We'll do a few more. So we'll get to do Redridge, and then I don't remember exactly. I think maybe we'll get the North Shore Abbey involved, and probably 1 or 2 other cities. What will happen? What we're developing in the game is some tropes, but I guess I'll talk more about that on the Let's Play rather than mixing it in here. Alrighty, this episode's in the pipes, 5x5. I thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft.